take control of your life, forge your destiny, manifest everything. But what if all of that was an illusion? And what if there is a better way? Let's dive into that. Today we talk about control.
You mean the illusion of control?
Yes, the illusion of control. In fact, so many people nowadays, there's this sense that life is happening to them, that life is against them in some way, and that their way of surviving is to fight back against life and take control of life. And really what we've discovered through a lot of spiritual work, and it's not been an easy lesson, is it's the opposite. It is the art of surrendering to life.
And thanks to Tony Robbins as well, as he would say, life is not happening to you, it is happening for you.
100%. And control, what does that look like? It can really be very subtle too. It's the internal dialogue in our heads. For example, like whenever we say, I should have known better, I should have done that, or regret a mistake that we made, that is all part of the illusion of control, thinking that we could have made a better decision. And I think you had some...
Yeah, even when there's people in our lives that we don't agree or accept their beliefs, that we say, oh, you shouldn't do that, you should do that. But in all reality, we're just trying to feel more comfortable inside, and that is why we're trying to dictate how they should live their life. I know we've both been there, especially in my early years of veganism. I'm just trying to control my outside.
Your outside circumstances, right? The outside world, trying to control it.
The outside world, so that I'll feel better, when in reality, who am I to tell someone what they should or shouldn't do? And
yeah, it's because we want to change, we want to control other people. And it's very sneaky the way it comes up on us, the way Danica mentioned. Essentially we're trying to feel better ourselves, right? We're trying to project our worldview onto other people, thinking we know better than they do.
And my path is the only right way.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's just one form. Another one, but I think mostly what we're talking about today is letting control within ourselves and how it impacts us on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment.
Yeah, it's very prevalent. And so what this control, again, illusion of control does to us, is it puts so much pressure onto every decision we make, right? Because we're trying so hard not to make the wrong decision. And why is that? Well, we're trying to avoid pain.
I'll give you pain.
Right? Ouch, right? There's no avoiding pain, right? Thinking that somehow our egos, our mind knows better, and by believing what the ego wants, we're going to be able to live a life of minimal pain as possible. And at the end of the day, there is no avoiding pain.
And something I learned under ayahuasca is that my ego doesn't know shit. Am I allowed to curse? It doesn't know anything.
Too late now.
Well, we can bleep it out, yeah. And my ego doesn't know shit. I mean, it's had its good job of protecting me in early years, but now it's not serving me at all. It's just serving in this painful illusion. But what if those moments that we consider painful, wrong, negative, what if those are actually gifts to get you to grow and to learn the lessons that you need to learn?
Oh, definitely. Think about every moment in life where you've had some sort of major breakthrough in growth, right? It could even just be something simple like learning to ride the bike, a sport, or business, career, spiritual, whatever. Any moment of growth in your life, you didn't get to that growth by just kind of
you just got on the bike and took off.
Yeah.
It took they say growing pains for a reason.
Oh, yeah. And what's interesting about this is literally, it's kind of weird to accept this, but the more challenging it is, and oftentimes the more painful it is, going through that, the growth is way bigger, right? The point is to see pain and challenge as a gift, and sometimes it can be hard to remember this when you're in the moment and you're suffering, you forget this. But then when in those moments, challenge ourselves to look back at our lives or other people's lives whoa, I've grown so much.
And to remember that since we're not in control, it's just this is an illusion, even if you try to avoid these painful situations, God, the universe, whatever you want to believe, it's going to get louder and louder and louder until you get with the message. So the sooner we can let go of control and go with the flow of life, I would like to think and believe that we're not going to have these loud messages, and so far we both have seen it. The sooner we get with the lessons, there's not these intense, painful experiences. At least that's what I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, life is a reflection and a mirror. We'll create a video on all about mirrors in another video, but life will reflect back to you what you need to learn. If you're having a very tough time with certain issues in life, life is just simply saying, hey, this is an area you need to work on. And until you get with the lessons of that, that's just going to keep happening over and over. Again, that's more for another video. Back to control. What I believe is that the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, there is this divine flow that just is in everything, and it flows through life.
Like a period flow?
Not like a period flow. Well, maybe. It really depends whatever analogy you want to use. But there's a spiritual teacher or channeler, or whatever you want to call it. Her name is Abraham Hicks, and she describes life as a river flowing downstream, right? And what we think we know better based off of following our mind and ego, that we know better, and what we do is we actually swim upstream. We try to resist the current of life, thinking that we're gonna know better for ourselves.
I can't.
No, it's just more resistance, more water in your nose and face as opposed to just going downstream.
Just flowing with it, man.
Yeah. Flowing and vibing, and essentially what this looks like is ultimately it's surrendering to life. Surrendering to this flow and not fighting so much, like letting the life lessons come to you is so powerful.
And I would say, instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Why is this painful experience happening? Ask yourself, what is life trying to teach me? What is the lesson here? And when you can get with the lesson and realize, okay, I need to go through this painful experience, I'm getting the lesson, it's gonna go so much more smoother and end a lot quicker.
Absolutely. Again, like we said before, you're gonna have challenges in life regardless. You can resist the challenge and think that challenge should not have happened with the ego, or you can surrender to it and learn from it, and then grow in this spiritual growth, and something beautiful will emerge from that every time.
Yeah, and there are no mistakes. There's no mistakes with these painful experiences. There's no mistakes in your decisions. That's why we don't need to say the word should and shouldn't, because life is happening as it should be. That's the only time I'm going to say should. Life is happening as it should naturally be, and we don't have to live in regret or fear of loss of something or missing out, because life is providing what you need in this exact moment. And just like with us making this video, later on we could be like, oh, we should have added that. No, we shouldn't have added anything, because the way that we're speaking and what is flowing is exactly what needs to be said.
Yeah, and whoever that's watching this is the exact person that needs to watch this. Who knows if it only gets if only one person sees it.
One and a half! There's gonna be 1.5 people.
That one person needed to see this video, and hopefully it helps them. When you're able to surrender to life's beauty,
this beauty
right here, it's so much more beautiful and less stressful. It's like, what I believe anyways is that every decision that has been made was meant to be made. There is no better decision, right? That's the illusion in the head. That decision was supposed to be made, even if it was not, ideal. Everything is happening as it should be, and it's just so much less stress. Life is so much beautiful. It's hell yeah, it's the way to go. To sum this all up, life is like a river that flows downstream. Flow with it and be open to what comes your way. The beautiful moments and the difficult moments. You gotta be open to both. Don't resist either one. Sometimes this can kind of sound like, especially when we talk about surrender, it may come off as kind of like being passive, like, oh, I'm gonna be lazy and not make any decision. I'm just gonna let things flow, I don't think it's that. What I think it's really like listening to your heart.
Leading with your heart.
Yeah, you're listening to your emotions.
And your higher self.
Yeah, and that will guide you. That's the compass. This is not the compass. This is the compass of your soul, of where you need to lead in life.
And if you ever have a decision you need to make, just place your hands on your heart, and it's a very simple exercise. You can just say, show me yes, your body will move in one way, and then show me no, and it'll move back another, and then ask a question if you should do something, or if this is the right path, and your higher self will lead you the way. We look for outside influencers or people to tell us what to do when we have all the answers. It's just gotta come from the heart and not the ego, and come from the higher self, which we need to do this healing work, because that is a distortion in itself. When we're so deep in our shit, we might think, well, this is my higher self. It can get muddled.
Oh yeah, and this is a journey. just watching this video is not enough to be like, okay, I get it, I can surrender. It's like it's a journey of self-reflection and then meeting life toe to toe over and over again. And every time you meet life, those moments in life, and you surrender to it and you accept what comes to you and you try to dig in deep and learn from it, it gets better and better.
And I will also add that we've done ayahuasca, we've done combo, Reiki, because yes, this is the head knowledge and we're sharing it, but by doing plant medicine, for us, it's helped us actually feel it. Like we need both. We need the knowledge and the feeling. And that's if you feel called. We're not here to tell you you should go off and do ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is not meant for everybody. You have to feel the calling, and it's a very intense journey. And some people can get to this place through just meditation or breath work.
Yes, absolutely. There's many ways to harness this skill.
I'll harness you. Sorry, Danica, PG-13.
Yeah, there might be kids watching this.
What child is going to be watching this?
Who knows? Some woke child that's way ahead of us. But, we'll end on these key points to make it very simple because we talked about a lot of things. I like that. Talked about a lot of things, right? So, I think the core things is, trust in God and the universe. It doesn't have to be God, call it the universe, the divine flow of life, whatever. Trust that you are taken care of and that any decision that you make was the right decision. Don't worry about the outcome. That's an illusion. The decision that you make in life, whatever decision it is always the right decision.
And always asking yourself, what is this trying to teach me? What do I need to learn? What do I need to get with? What do I need to let go of?
Yeah.
And we would say, let go of control.
Yes, no more.
I'm gonna control you later.
Ooh, okay, please.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.